We are going to have a look at Mendelow's matrix and the four quadrants that make up this matrix. So first of all, what is it then? Well, it's a tool that is actually used to analyze and prioritize our stakeholders based on their level of power and also their level of interest within an organization. And for this reason, it is going to be made up of four various quadrants. So in quadrant one, then, we talk about our key players. So these are stakeholders that have high power and very high interest within the organisation. They are therefore going to engage very closely with the business, and they are also going to manage as well. So for example, our major shareholders are key players. They are putting their funds into investment of our business. Our councils are also key players. Ultimately, we have to follow their guidance and their rules because failure to do so could end up in us not actually being able to carry out our business. In quadrant two, after our key players, we have our keep satisfied. So these are people with high power and they also have low interest. So for them to be satisfied, we just need to keep them informed, let them know what's going on, but we also need to meet their needs as well. So, for example, we have our government bodies and also passive investors. A passive investor is just somebody who's going to invest a little bit into the company at a time. They're not a major shareholder, but we do appreciate their monetary input to the point that we would like to keep them informed with what it is that we need to do. Quadrant three, then, we then have the keep informed quadrant. So now we're talking about low power, but a very high interest in the company. So with these, we need to communicate very regularly, otherwise we're not going to be keeping them informed, and they're not going to be very happy, and ultimately could lead to issues for us down the line. So for an example here, then, we're talking about employees. Just think, if you were working for a firm, you would like to know what's going on. You want to be involved, or not necessarily involved in the decision-making process, but you certainly want to know what decisions have been made if it's going to affect you. We also have local interest groups in this category. Now, if we think about our local communities, they want to know, is this business going to have a positive or negative impact upon them? If it's negative, then obviously the business perhaps needs to review their policies. But if it's positive, then the business has every right to fight for the land and for the tasks that they're carrying out in a bid to support their communities around them. In quadrant four, we have minimal effort, which is the final quadrant. So with this, we have low power and low interest. So this is all just about monitoring our stakeholders on an occasional basis. There's no need to do it regularly. To be quite frank, we'd probably be wasting our time. So for example, if you have a small customer, you appreciate the business that you are gaining off that small customer. However, it's probably not making or generating enough revenue for you to be massively involved in that process. Likewise, with distant suppliers, you don't need to be sort of as friendly, as sort of negotiable with them as what you do perhaps with suppliers that you are using day to day. So a lot of people will say to me, well, this is all well and good, but why does this matrix actually matter? Well, it gives a strategic focus. So it ensures that the resources and attention are directed toward stakeholders who can most influence success or failure of a strategy. If I, as a business, am trying to implement something and I put my focus on somebody who can't have an impact on that decision or help me reach that decision, then really I'm probably wasting my time and not spending it or utilising it to its fullest. We also have a risk management strategy here. So with Mendelow's matrix, an organisation is actually able to proactively manage any potential resistance or unexpected influence that may crop up. Communication planning. It's going to guide on how best to tailor our communication. Do we need to inform the stakeholder? Do we need to perhaps consult the stakeholder? Or do we need to actively involve them based on where they are positioned within their matrix? We then have conflict resolution. This is all about aiding to anticipate and mitigate any stakeholder conflict by understanding the motivations and level of influence that each stakeholder will have upon us as an organisation. Then comes the ethical governance of it. So this is all about the support of transparency and accountability by ensuring that all stakeholders are considered.